gave her the biggest hug that I could. And when she saw me, she's like, oh man, finally somebody I see that's on my side.
Right, they can relate.
She was getting hit with everything left and right. And I just said, I hugged her. I said, I'm so proud of you.
The great Cheryl Miller is now in Caitlyn's corner, and that mentorship is exactly what's needed to turn the tables here. Let's put the record straight. Cheryl Miller isn't merely a former basketball player. She's an icon, the kind who basically invented the idea of domination in women's basketball. Back in her day, she could drop buckets in her sleep, torching defenses with pure magic. And if there's anyone that can take Caitlyn's game to the next level, it's Cheryl Miller. Not only is Cheryl teaching her through the technical aspects of the game, she's also providing her guidance on handling the hostility.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate the inductee class of 1995. I would like to thank the Hall of Fame. I'm sure that I'm going to forget some people out here, but I'd like to thank Linda Sharp, my coach at USC, Bill Wall, Lynn Berry, Annie Myers, Coach Pat Summit, my mom and dad, my friends, my family. I remember reading once,
Cheryl understands all about the demands of standing out. She lived it. And now, she's offering Caitlyn the blueprint for navigating the unique combination of skill and jealousy she faces in the WNBA. In a league that too often regards rising talents like they're a threat, Caitlyn's alliance with Cheryl Miller is a masterstroke. Cheryl knows the score. She's been the outlier, the player who stands out so much that she makes everyone around her feel like they need to prove something. This is mentorship on another level, and it's funny how the WNBA players must feel right now.
Pioneers who made their marks on the hardwood, superstars of a growing sport. These are the legends of our game. She was one of the greatest college players ever, a scholastic icon who helped the game climb to new popularity, Cheryl Miller. This two-time National High School Player of the Year received more than 250 scholarship offers. She picked USC and lived up to every expectation. This four-time All-American set USC career records for scoring, rebounding, free throws made, and steals. Those records still stand today. When her teams won NCAA titles in 1983 and 1984, she was tournament MVP each time. She was just as dominant for the 1984 Olympic gold medal team. She had a strong second act as a coach and a broadcaster. And in 1995, earned induction into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Because while you're side-eyeing Caitlyn, she's getting play-by-play lessons from a literal legend. With Cheryl's direction, Caitlyn has the inside track on skills, mentality, and let's be real, how to stand tall in the face of insecurity surrounding her.
Nelson Adota trying to save it and does. And now Clark comes up with a steal. Clark thought about pulling up from three, will dip inside and lay it in. There are the first points in the WNBA career of Caitlyn Clark.
Take it at the rim. Here, hesitation. You have to come out on her. Goes behind.
Cheryl's philosophy is simple. When they show you hate, you show them buckets. This connection is next level, with Caitlyn learning from someone who has dealt with it all and understands exactly how to deal with it. Caitlyn comes into the WNBA, and what happens? Most of you so-called pros prefer to sling shade instead of acknowledging her game. She has the attitude, the moves, and that insane range that's nearly half-court Steph Curry. Instead of appreciation, she gets cold shoulders and side-eye. And let's not pretend like this doesn't happen often. The league speaks about wanting talent, but when it's right in front of you, some of you act like you'd rather see her miss than have the WNBA improve. This isn't about her stealing your thunder. Caitlyn's not here to take your seat. She's here to elevate the game. But instead, some of you are threatened.
That one down, and it's a big one.
Gets old.
Clark has space. She's going to let it fly, and she's going to connect. Oh, Caitlyn Clark. She waited to prime time to connect from deep.
NCAA ranks. We've got some score power on the court.
Watch that inside hand, that left hand.
Caitlyn Clark gets away with a little shove inside, creates that space.
Gustafson, too much. Long rebound to the Fever. Oh, back Finlay says, don't wait.
Transition defense.
Is it because she's pulling up from the logo and breaking ankles? Or maybe it's because she's quickly becoming a fan favorite while you're busy subtweeting each other. Whatever the reason, Cheryl's showing Caitlyn how to tune out the bad vibes. Cheryl's advice to Caitlyn presumably sounds a little like this. They don't want you to shine? Blind them with every three-pointer you've got. Cheryl's experience is so profound that she's been through the storm and still emerged with respect. She's training Caitlyn to play her game unapologetically, to own every swish, every step-back three, every move that makes WNBA players shake their heads in jealousy. And let's not forget, Cheryl's seen the worst of it, so Caitlyn is in fantastic hands. Fans had been excitedly expecting the WNBA All-Star Game ever since it was announced that rookies Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese had made the 2024 WNBA All-Star team. Since then, there had been a lot of debate about whether Clark or Reese would start on Team WNBA, which is coached by women's basketball icon Cheryl Miller. Well, finally the questions may be put to rest, because the starting five for Team WNBA has just been announced.
Second quarter, and Clark doing it with some defense. Comes up with the block, and then Lexi Hull finds her. Fever back within 4. Hall is trying to clear 8. Shot clock down to 9. Here as Clark gets inside, the scoop shot falls. Indiana scoring, has done it from the three-point line, has gotten to the rim, and she'll head to the foul line here momentarily.
You're taking on.
And Caitlyn Clark had definitely been picked as Team WNBA's starting point guard, receiving her ultimate mark of approval. We also got Connecticut Sun forward Dewana Bonner, Seattle Storm forward Nneka Ogwumike, New York Liberty center Jonquil Jones, and Dallas Wings guard Arike Ogunbowale. Miller has spent this entire week complimenting Clark for her on and off court ability. While she isn't currently directing a squad courtside, she did serve as the head coach for Team WNBA at the 2024 WNBA All-Star Game. This provided Miller the unusual opportunity to teach rookie sensations Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese, who are generally pitted as enemies within the media, at the same time. And Miller gave a clear message about the purported bad blood between these two 22-year-old global superstars during a September 3rd appearance of The Mark Jackson Show.
She doesn't jump out the gym. She's not like your 6'6", 6'5", which gives her a height advantage, a length advantage. So it has to be here. It has to be here because I've never seen someone offensively rebound better than her. Better than her. And she reminds me of that mentality of Dennis Rodman. Anything around the rim, loose around there, she gonna find a way. And they used to call it, he has a nose for the ball. No, it's just something in them that every loose ball, they gonna find a way. Runs the floor, great hands, understanding. Those two being on the floor shattered whatever narrative people were trying to push. Ain't no animosity. I mean, it was fun while it lasted, but these guys, all they wanted to do was win. And seeing them interact off the court and shoot around and everything else, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, guys, and it was such a blessing to be a part of it.
Team WNBA squad beat Cheryl Reeves' Team USA squad 117-109. She was the head coach of that squad. Even though she wanted to defeat Team USA, Miller seemed to have been more concerned with making sure the all-stars she was coaching had a good time that weekend, especially newcomers Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese. Cheryl tells her how to hold her head high, to walk into that arena with pride. Every time Caitlyn lights up the court, she knows she has Cheryl's expertise behind her, fueling her moves and her mentality. It's hilarious because instead of attempting to appreciate her elegance, some of you WNBA vets are acting like Caitlyn's, the reason your highlights got edited down by ESPN. Caitlyn's out there draining buckets from the parking lot, and y'all are sweating harder than LeBron in the finals, trying to pretend you don't notice. Or how about when Caitlyn sends opponents scrambling with a step-back three? It's like she's Allen Iverson in his prime, crossing people up and leaving them scrambling for their sneakers. The only difference? Instead of respect, some of you WNBA players treat her like she's just another rookie. But Cheryl's got her back, and Caitlyn knows how to handle the fire. So keep staring while she sinks another 30-footer like it's no big deal. This relationship isn't just big, it's historic. Cheryl Miller and Caitlin Clark, that's like Michael Jordan mentoring Luka Doncic. When you have two basketball IQs that high coming together, the effects are unstoppable. Cheryl's showing Caitlyn the ropes, training her how to resist the shade thrown her way, and preparing her to excel in a league that sometimes doesn't notice great talent until it's too late.
And she had a little fiery attitude going back, just all competitive. And that's what it's about. And she's ready for this moment, as I said in that first half, and she is showing and proving why right now.
Atkins off the window.
Harrington off the mark as Clark steps into a three and knocks it down. Connecticut, second last in the league in three-point percentage, just under 29%. Clark heaves and rattles one in.
For you WNBA players, it's time to get real. Cheryl's influence is only making Caitlyn stronger. She's coming for the records, the MVPs, and the highlights, and she's doing it all with Cheryl Miller-level confidence. So while you're busy complaining, Caitlyn's piling stats like prime Shaq under the rim. The difference? Shaq was at least renowned for his power. Caitlyn's doing it with finesse, and she's supported by one of the most respected names in the game. Cheryl Miller and Caitlyn Clark joining together is the ultimate narrative twist in the WNBA saga. Caitlyn's got the raw skill, and Cheryl's providing her the instruction to make it famous. For a league that's been so averse to accepting a star like Caitlyn, this is a wake-up call. Because while you're busy throwing shade, Cheryl and Caitlyn are establishing a legacy. So next time you see Caitlyn Clark blazing up the court, remember that she's got Cheryl Miller in her corner. And while you're huddling together trying to find out how to cope with her game, Cheryl's probably already given her 5 more ways to break your defense wide open. Caitlyn's here, she's unapologetic, and she's got the legend herself backing her up.
Their pace.
Clark outside, and that's good.
Clark trying to shake free Mabry all over her. Here is Clark. Clark separating, taking, and hitting Caitlyn Clark with a difficult look from deep. A locked-in face.
Locked in face.
Clark a deep three. You bet! Could have held for one, did not, but able to hit. Here's the flick ahead. Alyssa Smith lays it in on the delivery from Clark. She finally missed one. Kennedy Carter had been 6 for 6 from the floor. Here's Clark. Finds the cutter. Boston inside for 2.
WNBA, get ready. Cheryl Miller's apprentice isn't here to blend in. She's here to shatter the mold, and she's doing it in style. And you can either step up or keep denying that Caitlyn's not the genuine deal. But every shot she makes, every record she shatters, just know she's doing it with Cheryl's approval.